Solution for the quiz from last quiz number 3 from Thursday. We need to calculate the adjoint of A. That was the first question. And to do that, we have to calculate the cofactors of A, which is C11, C12, C13. So this is the first row, and so I'm going to write it in the first row. It makes it a little bit simpler later on. C22, C23. C31, C32, and C33. Okay, and so these all are going to be numbers, and then the adjoint is going to be, don't forget, the transpose of this. Okay, so to calculate these numbers, we can be a little bit systematic, perhaps, if you want. So let's perhaps first put the signs here. Then I don't have to worry about that anymore. You can do it, you don't have to, but I'm very bad with signs. I admit that. I keep forgetting them. So this should be a minus, a plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus, plus. So this is how my minus is going to be for the cofactors. And then to find the cofactors, what you do is always the same thing, right? So the first one is, we take the first row and the first column, we delete it, and we have left 1, 0, 2, negative 1. Now I have this neat trick that I can erase these two things so that I don't get too many notations here. Yeah, I don't know how you're going to do that on paper. Be very careful that you cannot read any. At the end, you might not be able to read anymore what you had, right? I know it's a nuisance, and normally we don't solve problems inverse of a matrix through adjoints, but it's a practice, okay? So it's good to practice for now. So I was doing this one, that is second row, first column. So I have 1, 4, 2, negative 1. Get rid of this. And then the third row and first column, so that would be 1, 4, 1, 0, all right? So now the next ones I'm going to do is the second, C12, first row, second column. First row, second column. So what I'm left with is 1, 0, 2, negative 1. The next one will be second row, second column. So actually I can make myself go a little bit faster. I have 0, 4, 2, negative 1. And then the final one is second row, second column, third row, 0, 4, 1, 0. Good. And then finally, okay, I have to get rid of these things again. I'm now doing first row, third column. So I have 1, 1, 2, 2. Hela. I get, oh, okay, now I got lost. Second row, third column. Yeah, okay. So it is 0, 1, 2, 2, and then finally, not this one, third row, third column, 0, 1, 1, 1. Okay. So now each of these determinants I calculate by the usual formula, right? It's always the determinant of a 2 by 2 matrix is a D minus BC. Product of the diagonals minus the product of diagonals. Product of the diagonals is negative 1, the product of the other one is 0. Here we have a minus, and so this is, let me get myself a little bit better space here. Okay, so this is equal to minus, and what do I have then? Negative 1 minus 8. Okay, and here I get 0 minus 4. Here I get negative 1. Here I get 0 minus 8. Here I have a negative, and then 0 minus 4. Here I get 2 minus 2, that is 0. This is minus 2. And finally, this is 0 minus 1. Okay, so I got my numbers. So I put them now in my matrix. So the adjoint of A adjoint of A. Well, we put these guys in a matrix, so we get negative 1, 1, 0. This number is minus minus, so it's actually 9. Negative 8, 2. Alright, this is 2 here. And it's negative 4, 4, and negative 1. I just copied them because they have to go in the right place, right? I organized everything so that everything was already in the right place, but if you do organize it differently, make sure you put it in the right place. But then don't forget is a transpose. So this would now be that we actually make the rows into columns. So I'm going, or you could do the other way around, of course, but that's the transpose. And so this is the adjoint. So now the question was also for extra 3 credit points. What's the inverse of A? And the reason what you need to do is, well, you had a formula that if you want to, what happened here? If you want to do once you have the adjoint, you only have to divide by the determinant to find the inverse. So what we need to calculate is the determinant. Okay, so the determinant of 0, 1, 4, 1, 1, 0, 2, 2, negative 1. I'm going to use this as a pivot. There are other methods, but I like this reducing method. So I'm going to do this is the guy that have to make 0, right? So it's doing some weird things here. R3, replace that R3 minus 2 times R1. So we get 0, 1, 4, 1, 1, 0. So I multiply this with negative 2 and add up here. So I get 0, 0, negative 1. Okay, I made my pivot in the first column, so I can use this, but be careful, it's always comes with the sign, right? So it's plus minus. So it's a minus here. The 1 is a 1. And what I'm left with is 1, 4, 0, negative 1. And that is minus 1, minus 0. So the whole thing is 1. So it was actually kind of a silly question. The determinant was 1. So this actually was this was also the inverse of A. But if you just said that, it's not enough. You have to show me that you knew why it was the same. Okay.